so you are going to start with a set of weights. I'm using 3 pounds. You could use 2 or up to 5. I wouldn't go heavier than that. Just start kneeling if this is available to you, with your toes tucked under toward you. If that is too much for your toes, you can either untuck them sitting directly on your heels, come up to kneel just like so, or alternatively do this standing. You're going to take your set of weights, start with your arms resting long next to your body, and then just begin bending your elbows wide. And once you get to where the weights are aligned with the base of your rib cage, imagine that they could hook onto your low ribs and pick your rib cage up with them as you bend your elbows wide. And then straighten both arms. And again, let your elbows bend wide, lifting your rib cage and lengthening your right and left psoas as you do so, and straighten. And again, bend. Inhaling, getting your shoulders toned, picking your ribs up, lengthening the right and left side of your spine, and lower. Again, inhale, pick up your rib cage, lengthen the psoas on the right side, on the left, and exhale, lower. 2 more times like this. Inhaling and exhaling. 1 more time. Inhale, pick the ribs up, lengthen the right side of your spine, the left, decompressing the length of your lumbar spine, and release. Excellent. So just keep that sensation in mind as you make your way onto your back, lying with your knees bent, feet flat on the mat, arms resting long next to your body. And if it's helpful, even do this a couple of times lying here on your back to find that length and space between your pelvis and your rib cage. And then maintain it as you press actively down with both arms. Press your feet down as though you're going to stand up on them and lift your pelvis up into a bridge. Once you're there, check in to make sure that one hip isn't lower than the other. They're perfectly level, and lower all of the way back down. Good. And again, pick your pelvis up. And while I articulated my spine coming down that first time, this time just lower your whole spine down in one piece and pick it right back up. Inhale, lower, and exhale, lift. 1 more time, coming straight down and lifting straight up, and then hold here at the top, keeping your hips level, glutes active. Pick 1 foot up and then the other. Tiny little steps without letting your pelvis rock side to side as you do this. 1 foot lifts and then the next. Left and right. Once more, left and right. Both feet find the mat. Check in, make sure you're still nice and level. Maybe actively curl your tail up toward the ceiling a little bit more, activating low glutes and high hamstrings. Hold on to that. Lower your pelvis all of the way down. Inhale. Exhale, lift back up. Good. And then from here, keep your hips lifted and level. Stand down into strong shoulders and triceps. Right leg straightens, hold it. 3, 4, 5, right foot down, left out, hold it. 3, 4, 5, left foot down. 1 more time, right out, hold. 5, right foot down. Last time, left out, hold it. Hips level, strong shoulders, strong triceps. Left foot comes down, breathe in. And exhale, slowly lower your pelvis right down onto the mat. 1 more, inhale, prepare. And then exhale, pick your level pelvis up toward the ceiling, making sure your tail's curling under, opening up across the front of your pelvis, toning high hamstrings, low glutes. Stand into strong arms, draw your right knee to the sky, and then lower straight down and lift up. Inhale, lower. Breathe out, lift. Inhale, lower, and exhale, lift. Twice more, straight down and up. Last one. Up, hold. Tiny little pulses, slow and steady. 6, 3, 2, hold on 1, right foot comes down, left knee draws up, lower straight down, excuse me, and lift. Lower, lift, 4, 3, 2, come up, hold, Tiny pulses up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold on 10. Step your left foot down. Inhale. And then exhale, slowly lower all of the way down onto the mat. Once again, remember the length of your psoas, space between your pelvis and rib cage. Inhale. And then as you exhale, draw your abdominals in, and then draw them in more, and draw them in more until you actually feel the psoas lining the right side of your spine. And from that depth, float your right knee in toward your chest, and then set it down, and then feel left psoas, the muscle that exists beneath your abdominal muscles, beneath your organs, super deep. Engages to bring your left knee in, and set it down. And again, right draws in. Inhale it down, and left draws in. Inhale it down. Keep both feet down now. Take your hand weights, reach your arms up toward the ceiling, and then inhale, pick your right shoulder up, and then your left. And again, inhale right and left. Open your arms wide apart, breath in. Exhale, arms float up, and do that again. Inhale, arms part. Exhale, float them up, hold. And then as you inhale, take your right arm overhead, and as you do so, remember that length. The right psoas we're after. Both arms float up, and then take your left arm overhead, lengthening the left psoas as you do so. Both arms float up. One more time, right? And exhale. One more time, please, left. And exhale, both arms up, and then you can bend your arms, set the hand weights down, but try to keep that length between your pelvis and rib cage, and depth, concavity in the abdomen. Hold on to that. Interlace your fingers, set your hands under your head. And then from here, just barely lift your head up, keeping your face parallel with the ceiling above it. You're just going to pick your chest up and then lower it. And just lift it and lower. Pick it up and lower. 2 and lower. Once more and lower. And now lift up, hold. From here, draw your chin in towards your throat. Notice I'm just rotating my skull on my spine, not pulling my cervical spine forward. And then flex your deep core to curl up higher. Arms reach forward, hands find hamstrings, come up higher, let your abs hold you. Hands behind your head and lower. Inhale, lift a little. Exhale, curl more. Arms reach forward, come up higher, please. Abs hold you. Hands behind your head and lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, curls you more. Arms reach forward, flex up higher. Hands come back behind your head and lower. Twice more. Lift up a little. Exhale, gaze down the front line of your body. Curl up more. Arms reach forward, flex your six-pack abs to hold you up there. Hands come behind your head and lower. Last one. Lift up. Exhale, flex more. Arms reach forward, come up higher, hold yourself up there. Hands behind your head, tiny pulses. 3, 4, 5. And even here, have a sense of that liftedness, length and space between your pelvis and your rib cage. 2, 1, that's plenty. Rest, come all the way down. Arms come to the mat, stand down into your feet. Please pick your pelvis up into a bridge. Stay up there. And let your whole pelvis dip a little to the right. Tap the outside of your right hip to the mat. Recenter. Dip left, lower tap. Come up, find center. Once more right. Center, last one left. Center, hold, inhale, and exhale. Let your pelvis lower. Excellent. Come onto your side. Rest your right ear on your right bicep. Bend your knees to 90 degrees exactly. Pelvis is untucked, and once again, bring yourself back to that image of pulling up through the strength of your upper body to create space between your pelvis and rib cage. Nice, lengthy, and supportive psoas along with glute medius. Fire to pick your leg up, and you hold it, and then lower all of the way. And again, lift it up, hold, and lower. And again, lift it up, hold, and lower. Once more, lift up, hold, and lower, and then you lift it up, hold there. Lift another inch and down an inch. Barely lift and lower. Lift and lower. Good. And notice I'm not externally or internally rotating. This femur is staying parallel with the ground the whole time, and the work is coming from right back here. Good. My bottom waist is also lifted off of the mat slightly. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then stay up there and just do tiny circles. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, reverse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then bigger circles, 4 of them. We'll say basketball size circles. 2 and 1, reverse. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1, and then lower all of the way. You can give yourself a little massage there if need be, and then slide your knees away from you. Feet back slightly. Spiral your top thigh from deep in the hip socket internally and release. Just 2 more of these. Little counter rotation once more. And then your feet come together, pick them up, and then lift your top knee and lower it. Good. And as your top knee lifts, you're trying not to roll back too far. Keep your hips aligned, one right on top of the other. Lift and lower. Good. 4 and 3. 2 more and lower. Last one, and rest. Both feet come down. Straighten both legs. Either bend your top knee, step your foot on the mat in front of you with your toes pointed down towards your bottom leg, or rest your knee on the mat just like so. And then pick your bottom leg up, toning the inner thigh here to do so. You don't have to worry in this one about keeping your waist lifted. And lower. Lift and lower. We'll do about 5 of these. Hold at the top. Bring your leg toward me or forward. Down, back, up. Drawing a little square in space. Up, forward, down, back, up, down, back, up. Once more. Back up, hold, and then bring it down, forward, up, down, forward, up, and back, down, forward, up, and back. Once more, forward, up, back. Pause at the top and just do tiny pulses from high in the inner thigh, even further up than that. You can imagine activating the psoas there first to pick your leg up from its root. Yeah. 2, 1, lower all of the way. Amazing job. Just come onto your stomach to be efficient here. Rest your forehead on both hands and just let your pelvis float up toward the ceiling once and release it to the mat. Keep it there. Bend your right knee. Reach back with your right hand. Take hold of your right foot and draw your heel in towards your sitting bone. Maybe even lift your knee a little bit. But against the lift of your knee, keep curling your pubic bone and tailbone down into the mat so that you're not arching your back, but you're truly opening up across the front of your hip. And then straighten that leg. Switch it out. Reach back for your left ankle. Same thing, you draw your heel in, maybe pick your knee up a little bit without arching your lumbar. Tailbone and pubic bone press down against the lift of that left thigh. And then lower it. Forehead rests on your hands. You're just going to start toning your right glutes. Just begin engaging them so much so that your right leg lifts off of the mat. And then set it down. And then engage your left glutes, lift your left leg. And set it down. One more, right? And lower. Once more left. And lower. Keep both feet down. Now bring your forehead to the mat and separate your arms into a goalpost shape. Forehead stays down, elbows stay down. You're just going to pick your forearms up and set them down. And just pick your forearms up and set them down. So elbows stay down, only your forearms lift. Forehead is down as well, and this should tone the muscles right around the base of the shoulder blades. Lift your forearms, now hold, and pick your elbows up.
And then set your elbows down, lower your forearms. Forearms up, elbows up, elbows down, forearms down. Forearms up, elbows up, elbows down, forearms down. Last time, forearms, elbows, elbows, forearms, and then reach your arms back behind you, either with your hand weights or without. Gather your shoulder blades on your back, pick your arms up, hover your forehead, and just hold. 3, 2, 1, everything lowers. Again, gentle tone of the glutes, lift your arms, gathering the blades on your back, hover your forehead, hold. 3, 4, 5, everything down. One last time, please. Shoulder blades, arms, forearms, and forehead, that's what I meant to say, stay up, and just lift an inch and lower. Lift an inch and lower. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Lower everything down, please. Come up onto your forearms. Tuck your toes under, lift your knees, and hold in this plank. Back of your neck is long, quadriceps are active. Good. Interlace your fingers if you like. Be here for about a minute. Heels are lifted. Good. Good. I'm going to say about 10 more seconds. And then you can lower your knees, separate them wide apart, sit back on your heels for a moment, take a deep breath in and out. And then you can come onto your other side, please. In my case, left. Knees bent at 90, you're resting your ear on your bicep. Please pick your top leg up and hold it. And set it down. And again, pelvis is untucked. Bottom waist lifted, everything we worked on the other side applies here. And again, lift up, hold, and lower. Lift up, hold, and lower. One more time, please. Lift up and hold. Pelvis untucked, psoas lengthy, spaciousness between your ribcage and pelvis. And then lift an inch and lower an inch. Good. Just like we said on the other side, there's no internal or external rotation here. You're just picking up your level femur and lowering it. 10 times. And then after 10, you begin tiny little circles, moving from these strong glutes and the length of supportive psoas muscles on the right and the left. Once you've done 8, reverse. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then 4 big circles, please. 2, and 3, and 4. Reverse. 4, up and around. 3, and 2, and last one. And then you can lower your top leg. Bring your heels back, knees glide away from you a touch. Only 3 times practice this counter balancing spiral here. After the 3rd, feet meet, pick them up, lift your top knee and lower it without letting that hip roll back in space. You lift and lower, just like that. Good. 5 and 6. Maybe even think of your pelvis coming under you a touch against the lift of that thigh. Good. 2, and last one. Lower your feet, straighten both legs. Place your top foot on the mat in front of you, either like so, toes angle down towards your bottom foot, or simply rest your knee on the mat in front of you, pick your bottom leg up and lower it. Good. Imagine you could balance a very full glass of water right here on the inner thigh. That plane remains nice and level. Even as you come up and hold this time for your little squares, you go forward, down, back, up. Forward, down, back, up. 2 more. Last one. Reverse, down, forward now, up and back. forward, up, back, down, up, back, 2 more. Last one. Hold tiny pulses way up at the top. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and down. Lower all of the way. Straighten both legs out. Come on to your belly for a moment. Up to your hands and knees. And once again, sit back on your heels. Great. And then back to where we were initially. Tuck your toes under, have a seat on your heels, or untuck your toes, or come to kneel or stand, whatever feels best. And let's revisit this idea. So pelvis is untucked and level. You're going to bend your elbows wide. Think of hooking the psoas and pulling it up the front of your spine, and then straighten. Again, just like that, so good. And arms straighten. So it's as though the weights could hook right under these lower ribs and pick your rib cage up, not by arching your back, but by lengthening it with the strength of your psoas muscles and the tone of your upper body, really. And straighten. One more time. Good. And straighten both arms. Keep that length, right, in your waist between your pelvis and rib cage. Bring your left or right foot forward, come up to stand, and then take your yoga block, or if you don't have one, you can do this just standing on the floor. You're going to step your right foot up onto the block. Make it look as though you have a block under your left foot as well. And then this right hip is going to glide laterally and then medially, toning your glutes. You're trying to make a little dimple here in the lateral or medial glutes. Lower and lift. Glide laterally and medially. 2 sets of 10. Good. 10 more, please. 10 and 9, 8 and 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold on 1. And then open and close. And notice what wants to happen is this, but keep lifting up and out of that right hip as you open and close with the left. Good. 2, 1, final 10 on this side. Keep lifting up and out of your right hip, lengthening the right side of your spine and the left. 3, 2, and 1. Step off. Amazing job. Slide the block over. Step onto it now with your other foot. Align your feet as though you have a block under each foot. And let now your left hip glide laterally and then medially. Good. Yep. You really want to feel this in the glutes on the left side, on the working side. And 3, 2, 1, 10 more, and 2. You'll also feel your ankle working quite a bit here and your foot muscles working. That's all totally normal. The leg, however, is staying straight. 2 more, 9, 10, hold, and then open and close without collapsing into that supporting hip. Keep lifting up and out of it. Good. Final 10 to finish. And 9, 8, 7, good. Keep lifting up and out of it. Keep reminding yourself. 4, 3, 2, 1, and step off. All right, stand tall. Have a great day. I hope you enjoyed.